Alrighty. Google's probably dead. Do you have news? Did. Reached into that fair value gap that I was looking for earlier. See if anything comes of it. That's loud. Just sitting on my hands for now. Wanting ES to be out of this chop zone, preferably. Yeah, new home sales at 10. It's orange folder, but still relative. All right, looking short here with that ES dump. Sell stop at 85.50. Tapped in there. 84.75 was my fill. Two one two down now on NQ. Close and break even. 2 points. Oh, I didn't even get my alert off. New 15-minute candle in 10 seconds is the reason. And we couldn't break low of day there with the 212 down. So tight loss, 2 points, no biggie. Sell stops at 78.75. Looking for a 15-minute 2 down if that's what it can do. I am watching this 5-minute break of structure fair value gap, but not necessarily scared of it yet. ES still needs to tap into its fair value gap. I did get tapped into my trade. 78.50 is my entry. Two down there on the 5. Two reversals, probably the nail in the coffin there. I'd be all right with a failed 2-2 though. That is the wrong direction. Okie doke. Stopped out of that one. I'm all right with that. Just got caught on this 1 minute fair value gap, looks like. Saw 5 or 6 points there. Looking for an outside bar maybe on the 5. ES is a inside bar still. New home sales in 10 minutes. Going to close Apple 0.27 from the overnights. I have a feeling we're going to go bullish. Looking long here. Long at 95. Finger on the trigger here. Not enjoying the wick arounds. Not able to break over that 17 closing break even. If it can't get over that 17,700, then that's trouble. Taking a short-term scalp here. Not alerting it though. But of course, it's probably going to be the one that goes. See. All right. 5 points there. Probably going to be waiting for the home sales. Those are at 10, right? Yeah, new home sales at 10. Is looking real nice for a short though. Morning, Jason. If anybody would like to come up and talk, you're more than welcome to. Just hit the request, and then one of the stage mods will approve it. Man, this is weird SMT divergence right now. ES at high day and Q at low day. Definitely a little skeptical. No, not this year for sure. I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I know. I just don't know what the benefit of it is, other than just having a pissing contest against other grown men. Back in the day, before prop firms, like before Top Step and Apex and firms that were readily available, you would do the Robbins Cup to show your profitability and put it on your resume. Now I don't. The only people who I know are in the Robbins Cup are also part of YouTube or Twitter drama, and I'm like, not interested. Yeah, just grown men being children. But and I referenced it yesterday. Like me going to play a $10,000 personal account is making me less money than right now. So unless it's a trade copier, it's not worth it at all. So we'll see. Maybe next year. I am going short 70-50. All right, limit filled there. All right, break even. Back to break even on the day. Uh-huh. That one was, well, yes, and also that one was a breakout trade, so light and tight. Yeah, if we were like, let's say we push up and break high day, we're up here, and I want to get in here, but we haven't had like a decent retrace to get in at 20 points. Well, let's just say it's lower, like here. Then that's when I'll do 20 points, because then it at least gets me below that there it goes, below that retest here. Otherwise 10 points is, if it goes 10 points against you and you're not on the right trend, then it's going to go 20 points for you as well. Like here, if I'm going short, which I'm looking at it, then I'm looking at 10 points. But I know we have news in 30 seconds, so I don't want to be in it. But I'd be in short with 10 points here because if it goes 10 points, it's reaching further in the fair value gap. It's most likely going to go 20 as well. Hopefully new home sales pushes us one way or the other. New home sales beat the forecast. I'm very interested here short. Kind of depends what ES does as well, but I don't want to overanalyze that. The sell stop at 664.50. I will probably close if this goes 2 up. All right, filled there, 65. This one's going to be 20 points. Actually, about 15 points. I think I'm going to move stops up here as soon as this candle closes. Maybe before. Sitting at 10 points. Taking partials at 10 just in case it doesn't reach all the way to 50 for the 1R. I adjusted stops to 15 points. There it is. There's a fill. 15 points. Ooh, wicked me in. Wowza. Just wicked onto 50. Out on the trims. All right, that was a nice liquidity grab looking candle. Going long, 75.25, 10 points. Looking for a 2-2 reversal on NQ here, ES, putting in a lower high. Finger on the trigger if I don't like this candle close. I want to see a big body. All right, closing. Just been playing a little bit tighter these last few days with the chop. Seeing a little bit of green right now. Don't want to mess with that too much. I do see the bias for a long here on NQ. Would go back into full time frame. Are you trading every 10-point trade? Are you trading every 10-point trade with the trims? Unless I'm like the 1R entry, the 1R channel is if I'm in trims and in profit like 2R plus, then I'll add extra trades into the 1R. Is that what you mean? Otherwise, the main trade always goes into the main channel and then calculate based off that. Would have hit TP there. That's all right. Inside bar was sketchy for me. Yeah. Yeah, that inside bar was a little too sketchy for me. Right at VWAP too. New 5 coming in 30 seconds. Staying patient. Don't want to chase this too bad. ES is almost at high day. NQ has some room, so there's room to get in. All right, getting in along here. 702. Gonna give it 20 points. Probably gonna double dip with some Q calls. Outside bar on the 15 now. Good thing I put down 20-point stops there. Failed 2 here on the 1. Might be waiting for the next 15 minutes for the next real move. But we shall see. A 2 up here would make me feel a little bit safer in this trade. But I have my stop and I have my TP. Being careful looking at ES here. Just tapped into a fair value gap and wicked over its high a day so far. Not going to let that psych me out yet, but something to watch. 212 up on the 1 here on NQ. 1 minute left on the 5-minute candle. Seeing 10 points here. I'm probably going to go risk free. Finger is on the trigger. As long as this 1 minute fair value gap holds, then I'm all right with it. Bringing stops to break even. Taking some points here. Closing out. Closed just a couple points in profit. Just not a huge fan of how that. I was really wanting that 1 minute candle to just go 2 up. Just tells me it needs a little bit deeper of a retrace before we go. Yeah, this guy needs some friends. Definitely ES does. ES is they're trying to have a party at the top and everybody's going home. Yeah. Yep. Here, there's that deeper retrace on NQ. 50 seconds left on this 5 minute. I'm hopping in 709. I like this 5 minute close. 1 minute just broke internal structure. Couple points away here from TP. Just hit. Nice. Love that. Stop loss break even on the trims. In the Qs, 0.42, 430 calls. Taking 10 points on an extra 22. There's 20 points on the main, and there's 10 points on the extras. .51 on Qs. Oh, we have more home sales tomorrow. I don't know. I don't know. The 10 o'clock news kind of turns me off of it, but I might. Last minute on this fiver. Yeah, 10 a.m. turnaround. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. You're right. Where do you say that? Premium. Oh, Huey said it in live trading. Hmm. Yep. Indeed. Yeah, and Q's a little higher of it. I have a buy stop at 30.25 for an extra. Would be the high of this previous 1 minute candle. Couple minutes left until crude oil or natural gas storage. ES is above its high a day right now. Kind of sitting at break even on the Q trades. Inside bar on the 5 so far. Already filled on that extra. After it goes 5 points, I'm going to move stops to break even. Five-minute inside here. All right, up 5 points. All right, stop break even. Up about 4R in the 1R account. A little under it. Like 3.75R. Odin, you asked me this yesterday. I don't really enter the day with a ton of bias. And I'm not saying you asked me this like you can't ask me again, but so I do have that video on how to determine daily bias, but truly for me as a scalper and day trader, I don't really care what the daily bias is as much. I just want to be on the right side of the morning bias. And so like you saw this morning, I think I got stopped out of a short, which was the correct trend. You know, it's a statistical loss, happens. And then I noticed the reversal off this 2-2 reversal on the 5. And then I said, okay, it's 10 o'clock. What do we know about 10 o'clock is that it typically will reverse. Getting out of these trims, by the way. Um, and so I don't really have a daily bias every day. I just have a bias based on the 1 and 5 minute chart, just depending on what the current market change, the market character is. So if we're making higher highs and higher lows, my bias is long. If we're making lower lows and lower highs, then my bias is short. Q calls sitting right at break even. Probably gonna, hopping out of those. I like to give options a little more breathing room, but I was just gonna say it looks like an outside bar. See now here, Odin, my bias would be on the 1 minute would be short. I'd be very skeptical of the 5 and 15 because we just had liquidity grabs, and as Squire said, we just reached into an hourly fair value gap. So now, as soon as this broke and held, my bias is short. So that is kind of what I'm looking at here. And if we get back down towards that fair value gap, I'm going to go short. So here a short is riskier because we could do this, but there is money to be made between 20 points or so. If I'm looking for a short, I'm mindful of where the 50% retrace is. And, best case scenario is it doesn't do that. It just would do something like this. But we will see here. Going short 450. Trade copier just messed up a little. Target hit already. My trade copier just gave me an issue, but my rhythmic is fine. Or my rhythmic's fine. Ninja, yeah, I assumed. Yeah, if it's on Apex, I had that issue. There's 20 points. On Top Step, I do not have the issue, but on it was on Trade Evade as well on Apex. There's 20 points. Oh, now I'm having it on Top Step. Wow. You cannot look at this chart and look where that wick ended up on the 1 minute and tell me that fair value gaps don't work. Like, is it a coincidence? They don't work every time. Look at the 5 minute, but they are something to watch. Closing trims, break even. Well, obviously up 10 points, but closing them. Yeah, precise. Yep. Crazy. Pretty good morning, all things considered. After we got out of this trash. Looking short here. Still an outside bar. Just reached over 700. Got a bad fill. 89.75, 10-point trims. Should be pushing lower, but keeping this light and tight. Failed 2 down on the 1. See what this 5 minute has to offer, though. All right, stopped out. No big. Yeah. This is part of that when to predict chop. Today hasn't been horrible. I mean, we're blessed. If I show you like last what was it? What was it? Tuesday? Or maybe it was Thursday or something. Actually, I have the data analysis. We the best trade last on Tuesday this week was 25 points. Like, what are you supposed to do with that? Get get 25 points. Just nasty. So, what's funny is I literally said 3-2. We could have 20 points and make 20 points here, which I did. That's kind of what I'm looking at here. All right, now I can't even see my candles. Getting back in these Q calls at 0.40. Maybe a 3-2 reversal the other way. I don't know why I've had so many trades this month compared to last year. I mean, it's not a bad thing. I'm in profits, but just interesting. It would not be interesting if I were not in profits. No. that's just alerts, entry and exits. Yeah, I'm probably in I don't even know. A lot of copies of the copy trades. Yeah, like this week alone, I have 29 trades in 4 days on just trims, not including the 1 hours. On the month, the 1 hours are going to be at above 150 trades. Like I said, not a bad thing. Up about 60, 62 R probably. Maybe a little more on the 1 hours. Yeah, right. No, my let me see. 600 and wait, is that right? Yeah. 627.5 points. Good month so far. I'm a little skeptical of next week, I'll be honest. With FOMC on Wednesday afternoon, the only thing that'll keep us going is our earnings, I think. I'm still in these Q calls, by the way. Just, I mean, they're only down 15%. And there's no invalidation for them yet. Probably going to be waiting for a 5-minute invalidation, if anything. Yeah, bad earn. It was a double miss. Thanks, babe. Yeah, double miss on earnings yesterday. I've never had bananas with peanut butter. Very weird consistency. John, what's the difference between gray and blue fair value gaps? Blue fair value gaps or fair value gaps? Oh my, looked away for a second. Might be time to get out of these queues. Let's see, maybe average down. Gray fair value gaps are fair value gaps inside of market structure. Blue fair value gaps are break of structure fair value gaps. So fair value gaps that lead to a break of structure. So here you see this candle broke structure and left behind a fair value gap, hence the blue. Those generally I look at with a little more liquidity and can go from there. I am going to average down on these. Not convinced of a flip. Back to break even on these Q calls. If this 1 minute candle can push through, I think we're going for new highs. I'm going to close these calls for now. Looking short. 1 minute looks like a change character short. Time is it? 7 minutes. Jeffrey, what indicator what indicators all of the numbers on your chart? It's part of my Expo toolkit, which is public on my YouTube. The labeled my own indicator, or it's just any of the strat indicators. So, like Strat Assistant would also do the same thing. It's all part of hashtag the strat. And if you don't know what that is, I just did Teaching Tuesdays for it over 2 weeks, and those videos are up. Bias is definitely short right now. Till there's something on the 5 or the 15 that would tell me otherwise. My bias might change if we get above 17,712. Right now we're holding under 17,700. Just gonna take a peek here for a couple minutes, but I'm gonna get my recaps ready. So I got all the regular trades in here. Last one was a loss. Okay. So 2 2R wins, 2 1R wins, and 2 1R losses this morning on the main account or main channel. And 1 1R win in the extras. I thought I had more than that. Maybe it was just my scalping. All right, so if I pull this to monthly, 146 wins, 62.75 R return, 71.23% win rate. That's plenty good for me. Plenty good enough, I should say. This week on the 1Rs, I have a 67.4% win rate. This week on the main, I have a 55.17, sorry. So definitely a little lower, but that's because my risk to reward is higher in the trims. But I do know that the 1R account is outperforming the trims account this month at least. Coming up to that area where I said if it breaks over, I'd look for a long, but I'm going to stick to my guns here and call it a day at 11. Had a good day today, ending green, and happy with that. So I will see you all definitely on Monday. There's a possibility that you'll see me here tomorrow. Just depends. When golf season does come, I won't be here most Fridays, but so I might be here tomorrow. I might not. Now it's looking like a short again, but I'm all flat. So I'll see you all here definitely on Monday. I'll let you know if I'm going to stream tomorrow, and I'll put that somewhere in trading chat or something like that. But I'll see you all here tomorrow. I'm going to do some data analysis on these daily candles and hopefully get some good information out of it. So I'll see you all here Monday. If you guys ever need anything, just let me know in the chats,